races, Hollywood, makes the good guys Aryans and the bad guys black with some funny looking faces. What Hollywood is not going to show you is its big white screen showing the black human remains on the mothership which crashed on the dark side of the moon back in the 1970s, where the sister is still stunningly beautiful and she carries the carbon dating of 1.5 billion years.
And y'all want to hear something? That lady looked just like my Aunt Logie. She looked just like my Aunt Logie. I bet you all my family in Detroit looking at this, when they see it, I bet you they say that lady looked just like Logie. She really does.
When the truth of the matter is that 99% of this entire creation, done 950 billion years ago, is black folks.
That's right.
Far more advanced than any of our puny minds can conceive of.
I mean, just think about it. You look into space and you see all blackness with white lights. So the only reason why the lights look white is because they're so far away that all their color brilliance is then faded out by the time it reaches your eyes. And the limitation of your senses make you only be able to perceive white light at night because it's so far away. So you only get the most opaque or the most substanceless light visible to you because your eyes is not going to be powerful enough to see through all that blackness and be able to determine colors of red or blue or green. You're not going to see that. These stars are too far away. You can't even see that in the sunlight. All you can see is white light unless you're on different vibrations like some other people. But my point being this, how are you going to look into the blackness of space, the black soil, everything around the universe, black, 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 and then you white people want to pop up all of a sudden and try to see your whiteness as being greater than the blackness that you are encapsulated in? That's just psychotic.
This is what cosmic science provides as a fact. This is the last information these devils want out into the public, particularly since the demonic forces run America and promote whiteness with blonde hair instead. Now, if I can just get myself out of this backwards ass Atlanta, Georgia, away from all of these fake black blondes looking like baby Huey, I could get myself right into Dubai, where I can hang out with some conscious folk. So who dares call it a conspiracy? I know I do. However, it is a conspiracy which started long before the Aryans were genetically engineered here on planet Earth 6,000 years ago from those monkeys with blonde and white hair. It does, however, go back 10 million years ago with the Dracos warring against the Galactic Federation, and much later trying to create the Draconians by using planet Earth. But it was not suited for that hybrid. To get rid of this reptilian race, the Galactic Federation had to flip this entire planet after it had the societies to go underground. It flipped the planet 180 degrees, which did kill off the Draconians and the other reptilians, the vicious, violent nature ones. But now they are back. And they have put their DNA into their Aryan species, which demonstrates that same violent, disagreeable nature, believing that it's superior to all beings and to all things. But it thought the planet was flat a few years ago over at Stanford University. They thought there was just one universe, when there are zillions of them. Sorry, I don't see it. I see lots of greed and selfishness and lots of just me and just us. But then that's that reptilian brain. It's the lowest aspect of human intelligence, which thinks that it is far superior to anything else that exists. They're just merely proof of that low-level consciousness and backward-ass ignorance. Prime Creator's concept of 950 billion years ago was to produce a melanin-dominant female universe predicated upon female sexual energy and the spiral curve as the original Holy Trinity. There is no such thing as God the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. That is some garbage the Jews, Romans, and Anunnaki made up at 0 point for the purpose of stealing Yeshua's identity so they could get their religious fraud going and trick the masses like the Jews have been doing ever since they came into existence. Black as pitch tar must come from the word Tara, which is where 560 million years ago the Syrians, vegans, Pleiadians, Zionites, and other members of the Galactic Federation got into their spaceships and traveled around the galaxy with the idea of collecting the best genes and DNA they could for an experiment of producing the most awesome black race this universe has ever known on Earth's fifth dimensional level of existence at a spacecraft level of operation. Whenever I start talking about other dimensions, I usually see people's eyes start to glaze and glare up because they are not in to the Galactic Federation's Tyrannosaurus superhuman black race creation 560 million years ago as a spacecraft civilization like everyone else has proved to be tremendously successful and made planet Earth a jewel of the entire universe for 10 million years.
That's right.
Its fame spread throughout the creation, going outside to the other multi-universes which exist. This experiment, being amazingly successful, had one flaw, however. It was so uniquely, especially with the Zionite DNA, which allows for the folding of time and the using of the mind in order to condense light and transform it into objects which go into motion if you desire them to, was an awesome asset to this DNA, allowing them to fly without a vehicle if desired. They were so special with that 12-stranded DNA system until they were not supposed to interbreed with races that were produced from animal origins. But certain folks could not keep their legs closed, and it happened thus, causing a race to disintegrate, to follow, as people made a quick exodus out of here and off of this planet. Since then, there have been several attempts to reinstitute this magnificent black race, and each time there is that attraction to the lower frequencies of the two-stranded DNA animal origin human species, which will
Look, let me try to help you out what he's saying. He's saying one of the greatest falls of us as a people is because we always go astray, and instead of sticking with ourselves, we go get involved with other people, mainly Caucasian people. That's what happened to us. Black kings fooling around with white women, them damn Arab women, marrying them, letting them sit on the throne, and then she double-crossed him and killed him and let her son become the king, who she can manipulate, and then from there everything just became more and more and more white. Because white people were jealous of black people, and they figured that we'd be better off if we ruled. Then they wouldn't have dominance over us, both skin-wise and wealth-wise and intelligent-wise. They could be smarter than us, and they could have better skin than us, but we're going to control all the money, and this way we can control them. So we're going to enslave them and do as much horrible shit to them as we can. Pretty much, that's what it boiled down to. And that's where we at right now to this day.
Generate the human and turn them into humanoids, like those sisters in the American South and Africa with their worship of the germ man Jesus, and then wanting to look like that germ man Jesus, in addition to their offsprings being that germ man Jesus. It is like a crack addict which makes one look.
You can see what I'm talking about. The woman's vagina being synonymous with sunlight. There it goes right there. There goes the sun showing you right there. Look. Can you see that dimension right there? See it? Inside of a dimension. You see? And then look how they made it where the sun can go in there. So this is what we were all about. This is what we're all about. Sun people.
Horrible. While their insanity tells them they got it going
See
on.
another shroud. You see that? Another vagina. You see it?
They have fantastically
That's what it's all
beautiful
about.
bodies, but the heads are covered with plastic wigs and blonde hair, which looks great on pale skin, but monstrous on black skin. Now, one has a horrendous clown show in an open ward insane asylum going on with zero consciousness. However, the Galactic Federation didn't want to give up hope and let the high dimensionals terminate the project like they would have done earlier. So they brought in the Brinos, who made an agreement with the certain soul matrix families existing in dimensions more closely related to theirs, that if they would assist them, they could help to produce a fantastically beautiful and powerful race of beings spread out through the universe. Sirius argued that it had been successful in other planetary systems throughout this galaxy, so why not continue to expand it? So the Brunos agreed to work with the Sirians, Pleiadians, and the Galactic Federation members, cultivating a species that produced greater potentials 20 million years ago. During certain periods of and after, the soul families allowed this as a host to attempt to prevent the melanin dominant humans from digressing to the point of having the soul matrix cut off from the soul grid due to such irreparable fragmentation, which had to be cut off from the grid in order for some of the beings to evolve out of their digression. A matrix implant was used to repower their dimension. Large numbers never made it and went extinct. To correct this self-destruction out of a desire to keep that wanting to be like.
Do you see how they look how ancient this is? But look at it. There they all go. They always put these columns there with that space of immortality in the